it's a me day. She just
You're like,
lounges around.
yeah, exactly. Like, haven't you had a lot of
Yeah, I'm like,
those?
how do
Like,
you do
is
the
there like a
me
balance?
day?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would feel my brain would explode with guilt if I was trying to
yeah.
take like a me day.
Unqualified, unsolicited, and totally honest opinions on midlife. So yesterday I was having one of those. I was just so tired and I was like, is something wrong with me? I worked out in the morning and then I was doing some stuff and then I just felt winded and like I had 50 pounds on me. I was like,
Mm.
and I looked at you at one point and I go, I think I need to take a nap. And you were like, then do it. And I was like, well, I should be doing this. I feel bad if I don't do this. I mean, because there's always something to do, work
Sure.
wise, like
Life.
life wise, all these things. And then finally I did. And I just like took a half hour and I just laid in. And when you lay down and you're like, oh, my body needed this, my brain needed this, like everything
Yeah.
worked out.
Yeah.
And I could finally rest after 5 minutes of kind of just beating myself
Shutting your
up.
brain down.
Yeah. Just like boo, 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 like low power mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I felt so much better for it. And you're like, some days you're just going to have those days.
You can't hit on all cylinders
Yeah,
all the time. It's
exactly.
not realistic. It just
Exactly.
isn't.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have good days and bad days, and the bad days help make the good days good. And especially like you, I think you're doing something creative, and I find sometimes creativity strikes, and then sometimes I have to know and just be like, all right, I gotta let it breathe for a little bit,
Right.
get my mind on something else, and then try and hit again.
Yeah. But
So
I feel like the overall arching theme of what I was going through is guilt and realizing that there's so much guilt
oh
with so many people. And I hear it a lot with
yeah,
my friends. I hear it with like even people, and you're just talking. They're like, I feel bad. I'm not. And they're like, I feel
well,
guilty.
yeah. Time is our greatest asset, resource, whatever you want to call it, right?
Right.
And so I guess when we feel like we're not doing something that maximizes that time, we feel like we're wasting our moments here, which is normal. But I don't know. You just can't. It just doesn't work out where
Right.
you're hitting.
Right. But it is so prevalent because you think about it, you're like, I feel guilty. I'm working. Oh, I'm missing out on moments with my family. I feel guilty. I'm not working more.
Yeah.
Oh, I could be earning more. I feel guilty. I'm not working out. Oh my gosh. And then you just kind of start beating yourself up and
Either way, you can't win.
no, and it just becomes, and I do this all the time. Like this is one of my big hangups is guilt because you'll see something and you're like, oh my God, I only have 4 years until Maddie goes to college. Oh my God, I'm not
Well,
spending enough time.
yeah.
Oh my God. I just like
Yeah.
start freaking out and feeling guilty in every which direction. And there's like good guilt and bad guilt, but overall,
Kind of isn't all guilt bad, really. I don't know.
no, there's some good.
What's a good guilt?
Okay, good guilt would be I yelled at my kid. I feel bad and I want to make up with them. Like I want to apologize and I want to make up with them.
Is that
good
guilt?
Yeah, you feel guilty that you yelled. Something went outside of what your belief system is. Like I want to be.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but if we go back, if you didn't do it in the first place,
What do you mean if you didn't? You did it. You yelled.
yeah.
What do you mean if you
But
did
then
it?
the guilt, you're saying, oh, like because you made up, that turned into good guilt?
No, I'm just saying it's constructive guilt because you felt bad about something. I mean, we're gonna feel guilty if we do something that's outside of our like what's
Yeah.
that? Not rule. What's our morals or something like
Core
we're
fundamental
human.
values.
They're like, oh, I said something I wasn't as nice, or I said something about someone, or I yelled at my kid, or
Right.
I like didn't.
That's a total hypothetical, by the way. We never do that.
Never. We are. Yeah.
It's kind of the perfect parents.
So not
Yeah,
perfect.
everything's
But,
together.
like you feel guilty when you didn't do something that you had best intentions of doing. It's a lighter guilt. It's
Yeah.
like
All right, I don't want to get hung up on it, but I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know if you believe that. Whereas
I just think it's kind of all bad. I think there's different ways to shape the result of what it is, Like you're just you shouldn't feel guilty, but you shouldn't have done it in the first place. I don't know. I'm deviating, and I don't think
okay, there's a study. Don't know who did it.
it's Harvard.
Yeah.
It's Harvard for sure.
30% of 30 women experience guilt 30% more than men.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
don't know. I mean, we're made differently.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
all right.
but I think because us as women, we're more people pleasers. We were raised as like, make everyone happy.
Okay.
If everybody's happy, then maybe, then you can get your stuff. Like, it's very much like serve everybody and then serve yourself.
Right.
And like mothers, you're like, as long as everyone's happy and healthy, then I'm good. And then you start really, where men are more like,
Selfish bastards.
no, definitely not. But just maybe more mindful of themselves too. I'm
Yeah, okay.
positive
All
spin.
right. All
But
right.
yeah, so women experience this more. But like, do you ever find yourself kind of spiraling in those guilty, like, I
Well, I
should
mean,
work out or
we
the
were
work or the
raised on a foundation of guilt and sarcasm. So,
you mean by AKA Catholic guilt? Is
yeah,
that what you mean?
yeah, I guess so.
Like,
Yeah.
which is a saying. So I don't feel
Yeah, I
bad.
know, right? Like,
But
I don't,
like
we're not bagging on anyone's specific religion,
no.
but it was really like,
Even Catholics will be like,
yeah,
Catholic guilt.
my parents were masters of like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. And you're like, oh man, that was like a gut shot. And then it took me I think it really took me a long time before I was kind of like, eh, it like like a silent guilt treatment. I was like, I'm not gonna dig into that. If you want to come talk to me about something that's going on, then let's do it. But otherwise, I don't know. I just there's after a lifetime of it, you're like, I'm not going down
Like
that road.
gangster little Brian.
Yeah, I am pretty gangster. No, but you know what I mean? Like, I like because we would get maybe like guilt trips, and I don't think that's healthy. Like, I think
Right.
if you have an issue, like if I had an issue
Oh,
with
yeah.
you, I should just come and voice
Oh.
it and get to the bottom, and we should
Yeah,
work through it.
for sure.
But if I guilt trip you,
No, that's someone else putting guilt on you.
Yeah.
I'm talking about inner guilt.
feeling
like
your
your
own guilt. All right, we're not
'Cause
getting into
that's like
like,
a whole
yeah.
other
Oh
thing.
god,
And
yeah.
that,
Just
you're like, but your own guilt, like
yeah,
you're
fighting
like,
the
I
inner
feel
brain
like I
guilt.
should
Yeah.
work more. I should,
Yeah, I mean,
You're
damn,
kind
that's a
of a
hard one.
doer. You always do. You're
Yeah, but I
always
still feel
doing.
guilty,
Yeah,
like for sure, because I'll
maybe
be
that's
like,
why you
I didn't
do.
ride my ramp today, or I should have done this, or we all kind of feel
Do you
like
feel
that.
like you're constantly, because you're mostly a doer, do you feel like you're doing because you'd feel guilty if you didn't?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's that foundation.
Yeah.
Being raised like that.
Okay.
We are always having to go charge.
Yeah.
Wasn't a whole lot.
My
Of, like,
favorite one.
just take it. Like Maddie will take like me days and shit like that, and I'll be like, huh. What's a me day? She just
You're like,
lounges around.
yeah, exactly. We're like, haven't you had a lot of them?
Yeah, like how do you do
isn't
the
there, like, a
me
balance?
day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would feel my brain would explode with guilt if I was trying
Yeah.
to take like a me day.
Yeah.
I don't even know I don't even know how to like dial
I
that
think
back.
those are like good to do as well. And like,
I
felt
totally
like
think they're great.
yesterday-
No, I think they're awesome. Like I do
Yeah.
think you need to take moments.
Yes.
And I do think when you're really pushing yourself and being like, because you're driving off of guilt, I don't think that's healthy.
So
you know?
you're saying you have this to work on too. Like we both have.
Yeah.
You know why? I don't know why this story popped into my head, but you and I don't know if there's guilt involved, but the story of when you, your sister Maggie, your brother Pete, I don't know how old you were,
Yeah.
but you guys had to do the bark dust.
Oh yeah.
And
we always had like
you said we always had something to do.
Yeah,
That's
we
all.
always had chores, like
Yeah,
Saturday
yeah.
mornings where there's a list of chores. But what came of that story that you remember that like
I think because you said you always had. I said
Oh,
just to do
well,
it.
the best
But
part of that
tell
story.
the story.
Yeah.
Tell it.
Yeah. So my sister's 6 years older, and I think she must have been right around like 12, 13, somewhere in
And
there.
you had this big.
So that would have
pile.
made me like 6, 7.
Okay.
And then my brother is 3 years older, so he would have been like maybe around 9, 10. And we had we lived on a hill, and the bark dust would get dumped on the street, and we had to push the wheelbarrows full of bark dust up the hill, which was big. And like, especially for a small
Little
child.
guy.
Yeah.
In a wheelbarrow.
We
right?
struggled. Yeah. And so we kind of would dig switchbacks into the hill to try and get it up. But it was really difficult. And this one time my sister goes, and so you can earmuff your kids if this is what,
No kids.
but
listening.
she would be like, do you know the secret to getting the wheelbarrow up there? And we're like, no. And she goes, in your head, you go, shit, fuck, damn, shit, fuck, damn, shit, fuck, damn. Like, it helped drive her up the hill. And so we'd all be on, shit, fuck, damn, shit, fuck, damn. And we're like trying to get these wheelbarrows up the hill. We're so small. I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know what that has to do with guilt, and I don't feel guilty about swearing. So
No, I just
yeah,
think it's because when you said you feel guilty if you're not doing things
yeah. I
because
mean, we just had
you read
major, and
every
then
Saturday. Yeah.
oh yeah, always major
Yeah.
chores.
And maybe
We were
it's
just talking about that today, like how
what?
we let our kids sleep in because sleep is important to growth. My mom was like, "If I'm up, you're up," you know.
You're like, all right, well,
Yeah,
buckle up. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And then when we feel guilty, it like robs us of being present in
What?
moments because
Yeah,
I've been in things where I'm like the double-edged sword where you're like, okay, I should be working or I'm not working. So I'm feeling bad about work. And then I'm with my kid, but then and like spending time with them, but then I'm not present. So I'm not really there. So I'm not winning on either.
no, you just
And I think that happens a lot because the guilt is taking over even what you are choosing to do. And I've really tried to be mindful about like right now I'm with my kiddo. Like right now I've chosen to do this and I get to do this. I will make up for that. And because I'm getting energy here, I'll feel better there.
yeah.
Because
And I think even if we go back to Maddie's me day, she obviously needed it, but I think at some point in time she gets too. Not her. I'm using her as an example, but we'll all do it. Where you're like that extra episode of TV versus sleeping, or maybe getting up and doing something. Maybe that's where the line is like. I guess if you're like, oh, I'm just trying to take it easy on myself because I've been running so hard, but at some point in time, it's an excuse. So then does guilt help get us up? I don't know. It's such a weird,
well, I feel
like,
like we have internal goals and stuff like that that get us
yeah,
going. But it's the guilt of allowing in other things and not being present. A lot of us are people pleasers. So when we are trying to please others, then we end up resenting them. Like we're trying to please them, but then we're at a cost to ourselves of feeling guilty because, like, oh
yeah,
God, I'm not, so and so really wanted this. And then you're not even checking in with yourself and then you're resenting them, but like, it's like, again, kind of these no matter what, you're not winning when these guilt
yeah,
trips, right?
I think so.
And then you're also it's leading to burnout. It's a huge way to burn out and steal joy is by feeling guilty for things like eating a good this I
Good
appreciate
cookie?
this, like good cookie or
Mm,
good dessert.
yeah.
Like just enjoy it. And then you've chosen to do it. And then don't beat yourself up afterwards for doing it. Like don't feel guilty because then you've
Because you
taken out
did it.
you did it,
Yeah.
and then you're like,
I
"Oh
think,
my gosh,
I think in those, you maybe just be like, I'm going to have this cookie, but I'm not going to have this, or I'm going to work out tomorrow morning, or what, like
yeah,
balance it
yeah,
so that you allow yourself to enjoy it. Yeah, you're right. Because otherwise you eat it, then you feel pissed
yeah,
off, and then you're like, oh, damn it.
yeah." Do you have aging parents and you're still raising your kids? Then welcome to the sandwich generation. It can be super overwhelming, but I've got you. I wrote an ebook that helps you save time, energy, and money, and you can get your copy on thesandwichgen.com/ebook, and it will help you with all the things you need. And a good check-in that I researched is when you're saying sorry all the time, and I'm like,
Uh,
oh shit, like that really hit me. I
yeah.
was like, am I reading this right? When you're apologizing for all these things, because I say sorry a lot.
Yeah.
And I just like what scared me is I say sorry if I'm good at something. And
Sure.
then I was like, oh God. Cause I remember when I was younger,
Well, you do that in pickleball, and it makes it even worse. Like
it
you're
makes me,
crushing
I'm like,
somebody, and you're like, "Sorry, I
sorry.
just slammed it on you."
Oh,
And
I
they're like,
don't
they
say
don't
it
want to
in an
hear that.
asshole way. Sorry, I just smoked you. No, I don't say it like that. I'm like, sorry.
It's not
Like
needed.
if I
It's not
serve,
needed. Yeah.
I'm the most inconsistent server, by the way. And so if I get one of those 1 in 10 serves,
That's
maybe
an
more,
ace.
that's an ace. I'm like, sorry. Cause I'm like, I want to play. I want you to be able to return it. I don't want to like, that's not a fun game, but I'm like,
Right.
it's not like I really aim for
Yeah,
that and go
that
do
that
that
sorry needs to
consistent.
be
But
shelved.
what I really realized is I was like, because a lot of this turns out is like our younger child, is I remember when I was better than someone at something. I mean, we're all better than
Everything, right? Is that what you're trying to
no,
say?
not at all.
Oh.
Not at all. But like
Doogie
if I
Howser.
stop. If I was better than someone at like, I mean, stupid like example would be even if I got tanner than my friend,
Right.
they would kind of just I felt like they would get and I'm such a people pleaser being like an only child because my brother was almost a decade older than me. I had this, but I was like felt bad and I didn't want anyone to think I was better than them because I was like, oh my gosh, they won't be my friend.
Right.
And then one of my friends who I grew up with, love her mom, but she'd be like, why don't you do this like Barb? Why don't you? Because we hung out a lot. So obviously I'm going to be a comparison. I'm like, she does this more than me. She's kicking my ass here, 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 here. And turns out we like elevated each other and made each other awesome.
Right.
But I just had a lot of guilt if I were to be better, like if I had something nicer than someone, if I had like anything
So
more than them. So it like stems from these places. And then so I say sorry a lot. And then the worst is Ashby, our youngest, is
yeah,
starting
she
to
does
say
that.
sorry a lot.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, why
I'll
do
tell
you
her, I'll be like, this isn't a thing you apologize for. You
no?
didn't do anything
And I'm like,
wrong.
why do I say it all the time?
Yeah.
And even my good friends are like, Barb, stop saying sorry. And I'm like,
Mm.
that is the most annoying quality I have. I hate it.
Sorry.
And we all have something to work on, but I'm really trying to be mindful of that. And of course, when your kid starts taking
So
on
you're,
your
you're
bad traits or you're like something you're working through, you're like, it motivates you to really change that.
so you think you say sorry because of guilt, right? Is what you're saying.
Yes. I think I started saying sorry at a young age because I didn't want
You felt
anyone to feel threatened by me
right.
or that they wouldn't I would just apologize for a lot so we'd be cool because I just didn't either
Yeah,
want to be alone or I just wanted everybody happy.
sure.
'Cause if every,
It's
that's one,
understandable.
yeah.
Yeah,
But it's just funny because I like find I list topics I want to cover and then it goes deeper because you're like, oh, wow. When I saw that, when I was looking at that stuff, I was
oh,
like,
you mean
the
it hit
sorry
home
thing
is what you're
hit
saying.
me hard on this one. I was like,
Mm,
oh my God. Because I was like, hey, I feel guilty. And then I was like, oh, wow, this is a good sign of like, it's really kind of taking over the
yeah.
guilt, and just that example of yesterday. So it's just kind of crazy. And like how to reframe the guilt is by instead of I should be doing these things, or like you say, I choose to do it. Like
Choose to eat
I
the
want to be
cookie.
healthier. I want to age well because of, bone loss or whatever. So I want to work out and gain muscle, not I should work out. Like focus on why you're doing things. Like I
Oh, that's
should have
good.
gone
Yeah.
to that volunteer thing, but you're like, I could have gone, but I'm a little tired. I'm choosing to like have some me time.
Me time.
Or
Self care.
yeah, self care. But it's really reframing and taking should haves,
Take should have
same thing.
out.
Take should haves out.
Should have.
And
Should
then
have.
really be mindful of the choice. And then also a big one is realizing that you're not in control of how other people feel. What? You want to be a good person, but being that people pleaser isn't serving you or them. And it's that it's going to take a minute to adjust and setting boundaries around things. And then sometimes I would set a boundary and be like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. That's, like I see you're upset by that, or not even a big boundary, but like even the kids with their phones charging it in a certain place. We're like, no, we need it here. That was the decided when we gave you your phones,
Yeah.
you were to charge your phones downstairs right here, and then they don't. And then I'm like, I mean it. If you don't have it down here, you lose your phone for the day. That is the line I'm setting in the sea, and then when they don't or they forget and they like have it, I'm like, I want to go to that people pleaser. And I think that's what we have a lot, not just us, but many people have in parenting is we
Yeah.
want
You
it. Yeah, I have
you
a big
might not
challenge with
follow through on some of those.
some of those. And then it makes me so mad and I
Yeah.
feel so guilty on both ends. But I'm like, it's good to have boundaries because you know what? I said it. This is what's going to happen. And make sure you feel very strong in that. And then just like know that the guilt's going to come around that boundary and then like let it be, because guilt's going to be there. But if you feel and check in with yourself of like, I feel very strong about this and I'm going to let them have their emotions around it, like
Okay. Yeah.
even with someone that family member that needs something from you, like just being able to be like, I love you, but here's what I can do instead of
Versus feeling guilty for not
instead of
helping.
letting them drive the vehicle all the time, or just be like, I'm good with this, I can do this, but no, I'm not gonna like show up every day and be burnt out and tired, and I'm not, what I mean, serving my.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean,
sense?
so the core of getting around the guilt, as per all that, is what?
The of like I think always knowing that you're doing this, if you're noticing yourself saying sorry a lot, if you're noticing yourself having those
Like
moments
the
where you're
should
not
haves. Present
present
because you think you
because
should be
you're
doing.
like, oh, I should be doing
You're
this.
caught in
And then
limbo.
you've made another choice, which is
Right.
totally fine. But like, then you're not present because you're like beating yourself up that you're not doing this other thing. Cause there's always something to do, right?
Sure.
Like, and so, and I've noticed that, and this has made me more aware. And then this saying sorries, and then start going, okay, how many times am I saying I should have in a day? I should have done this.
I should.
The
Yeah.
freaking endless to-do list. I should have, oh my God, I didn't call. And then
Yeah, I feel like we do focus on the things we didn't do versus like, good job for doing XYZ, you know? And
right.
then that's more of a half full versus half empty sort of take on
Right.
your day, right?
And
Yeah.
what's cute is I was talking to someone, actually my mom's like cognitive therapist that comes once a week. And she's like, how are you doing? I'm like, good. Just, busy day, like checking off the to-do list. And she goes, you know what I did? And I've heard this before. And it reminded me how great of an idea it is she's like, I stopped making a to-do list. I started making a done list. And she said she started writing everything she did, and
Mm.
that because she was beating herself up of not getting them like checked off in time or as much as she wanted to.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I filled up a page, like both sides. And
Nice.
that's how much I did in a day. And I go, I love that reframe. And I think that's all these are is reframes, like the should have to the
It's a good way to
I
look at
chose
it,
this. Yeah. And then you're not beating yourself up.
which
So
is
then you can
reframe.
be present.
By definition, I
Yeah,
kind of just
reframe.
I just kind of defined exactly what you said. I mansplained the shit out of that.
Remember that song, that 80s song? Freeze frame.
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
Yeah.
I can't remember any
Nah.
other
Yeah. I'm with
lyrics
you
to
on
that
that.
song, but it's like reframe.
So dumb.
We can make really cheesy videos, like
That's our
80s,
calling.
and we could like
Yeah.
be like self-help videos, like
Yeah.
reframe. Not shoulda. Whatever. Okay. I'll
No,
marinate on
that's
that
great.
one,
No, I'm
right?
in.
Wouldn't that be
I was
funny?
enthralled.
Okay. Like people during Christmas, they were doing those throwback, like
Yeah.
awkward photo shoots.
Yeah.
That might be in our horizon. Horizon. Is that
Yeah.
right?
You can
Yeah.
say it's
That
on the
in our
horizon.
on the horizon.
Yeah.
Not in it.
No,
On
you're
it.
kind of on it.
You're
Yeah, it's
on
like
the
it's on
horizon.
my horizon. It's like
Yeah.
we're looking
Yeah.
ahead to
I'm
that.
like, that didn't sound exactly
Yeah.
right. So I'm glad I
We really should do that.
really choose
I'm
to
kidding.
want to follow
There you go.
joy. And yes. But and I just think this is a really good topic because it's hit me really hard lately.
The
I know
sorry, I think it's good. The shouldn't, should. That's pretty good. Yeah, just the
Yeah.
reframe, the reshaping.
And also, you say this a lot, mostly about how I could treat you, but
Stop yelling at me. That
Yeah.
one, or stop hitting me. Which one?
No.
Oh,
no,
Hmm.
but the treat me like you treat your friend.
Oh,
And I think we need to do that more to ourselves. Because if you ever found, like, maybe not as much dudes, but I've found myself, like, if my friend's going through something and I give them, I'm like, I have the best advice. And then I listen to what I said and I'm like, I should do that for myself. Like, I need to take.
should heed your own advice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so,
That's
really,
fair.
giving
We're all
yourself-
pretty good at
Yeah.
being prophetic. Prophetic? Whatever. I blew it.
I'm not.
But you know what I mean? We're all really good at like
Yeah.
telling other people what to do and not necessarily ourselves. That's
Right,
easy.
right. But
Yeah.
it just really treating yourself better in that. And because guilt can start to feel like that heavy backpack of like heavy with like huge rocks. And it's just, it weighs you down. It does.
Yeah.
And it just is.
I don't think it works.
It doesn't work.
Living in
And
that.
it's-
That's
no.
for sure.
And so seeing if any of these scenarios or examples resonated with you, maybe it's just that invitation to look in and be like, okay, like it does feel heavy. I am missing moments. I am like exhausted or burnout. I am resenting people in my life because I've tried to please them. And then I feel guilty for many reasons. Like check in because you don't need to carry that backpack. Like just start taking those stones out, like one by
Yeah.
one. Like just start with the reframes and the little practices and always be kind to yourself and just know that, hey, yeah, I should have, we all have things we could do and should
Constantly.
do essentially constantly, can't do it all.
Yeah.
So it's just taking that in perspective and being like, be really more mindful of saying the no's when you need to, saying yes when you mean it as a hell yes. Otherwise, be okay with saying no. And I think I brought this up on another podcast, but like someone asked me to volunteer because I'm like, yeah, let's go. And I told her, I was like, I plan on doing it next year. This year, I'm too much. It's like too much.
Yeah, yeah,
I have all
yeah.
this other stuff. And she goes, good for you. And I was like, oh, like it just felt so good that you kind of, you text it and you wait for a second and you're like, oh God, oh God, oh God. Because
Right.
the people pleaser comes up and people pleasing.
But if you had then signed on and couldn't give all of your attention and effort, and then they might resent you, and it's just worse.
Oh
So just
yeah.
being,
It
yeah,
just, because if it's not a hell yes, you're going to feel like it's just going to bite you.
that would have been a decision you made because of guilt, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
exactly.
You felt guilted into it versus
Totally.
just,
And not even that she guilted me.
yeah.
It was just
No,
my
no, your own internal.
personal
Yeah, 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 yeah.
of like, of course,
Well,
my
we all feel like we should be doing everything for everyone, and but there's only so much. There's only so much bandwidth.
because when you do choose to do something, when you make that like real
Yeah, give
strong
your,
choice,
yeah.
then you give it your all and you're like
Yeah.
in and you're not like bringing all this baggage. And so I love this. And also just working on me not saying sorry so much
Sorry,
because I'm not.
sorry.
And
Yeah, no, it's a bummer, but it's
yeah.
an easy. Yeah. Guilt.
If you loved hanging out with us, hit that follow button and share this episode with someone who could use a little midlife magic. Now go rock the rest of your day.